Organisation Undoing Tax Abuse in South Africa has said it's had enough of the conditions, or the lack of good conditions, of our roads in South Africa. Let's find out what they're hoping to do about this. Outer joining us, Wayne Duvenage. Good morning, Wayne, and tell me about road shedding. I had a good giggle when I saw that name. What's this all about?
Well, I don't have to tell you, just speak to anybody who travels on our regional roads, our provincial roads, off the tolled roads that are maintained with toll money. And you'll find that the deterioration of these roads is getting worse and worse every year. And what starts to happen now is they become too damaged and too unmaintained to ride on anymore. You have to remove that surface. That's what we call road shedding, and they become gravel roads again. This is happening anyway in a number of the smaller regional routes, but it's becoming a problem in those main routes that link big towns throughout the Free State, mainly in Mpumalanga and the Eastern Cape, are probably the worst provinces for this. And that's really comes down to bad leadership, bad oversight, lack of transparency in procurement. And what we see is the Minister of Transport now saying, well, if people paid their e-tolls, we'd have money to do that. And that's absolutely misleading and nonsense.
Because the argument was all those years ago that the money to come from those e-tolls was going to be used to maintain the highways, as well the route that the e-tolls actually sit on. It had nothing to do, if I recall correctly, Wade, to do with the, let's call them B roads, say, for example, running between Sandton and Randburg. That money was for the highways only, yet in the economic hub, like Joburg, I know you mentioned the other provinces, but in the economic hub, where we should have the resources to keep our roads in tip-top shape, they're horrendously bad.
Yeah, no, exactly. And remember, you know, when he says that they're using the money that they should have got from e-tolls for other roads to service e-toll debt, that's not the case. The Treasury has allocated funds to SANRAL for settling the e-toll debt separately. And that's what we said all along. These are urban roads. This is what you pay taxes for. They should have come from Treasury grants anyway. And SANRAL has received nearly 14 billion rand for that, 17 billion rand bond over the last 6 years. So it's very misleading to even bring the e-toll debate into the issue of shocking road conditions around the country. On top of that, SANRAL has received increases in Treasury grants for all the other roads that aren't tolled. From about 6 billion rand in 2010, they get 17 billion rand now the last financial year. So they have more than enough money, but they have been taking over some of these regional routes because the provinces, and that's where the problem lies, Gareth, the provinces are not, the MECs of transport are not ensuring that the funds and the grants they get from Treasury are going to the right places. On top of that, we see contractors paid before the jobs are done, and then they disappear. And those who get money to do contracts do shoddy work, and nobody's holding them to account. So it's a combination of all of those things, which is poor leadership.
It is a combination. It does come from the leadership down. And this was a debate I remember we had middle of last year somewhere. I feel you may have been involved, Wayne. It's not just the quantity of the work being done by the contractors, but it's the quality of the work. We've all seen it. One pothole, a massive one, gets repaired, say, on a main road in Johannesburg. All's fine. The first sign of a few raindrops, and it completely falls apart again. It's the quality of the work that seems to be an issue as well.
Yeah, and you know, you get long stretches. I mean, my folks live in Newcastle, so I take that Memel Road, Vrede Road through the Free State. It was a brilliant condition, recently done about 5 years ago. It's bad. It's potholed now, and our road should not deteriorate. That has been resurfaced completely in that time frame. So we need to see accountability. We need to see people going out and testing the quality of the work done by our contractors, and to withhold and retain that final payment until they can ensure that it's done properly. All of that is just basic management and leadership that takes place in the normal circumstances, but it doesn't seem to happen in large parts of this country.
Okay, last question to you then, Wayne. How do we try and fix this, no pun intended, from today as well? Who do we speak to? Who do we go after to try and get accountability and some answers? Who would you speak to?
Well, it's pointless speaking to the Minister of Transport. He will blame everybody else, but he's the leader in this space. What he should do is get his leadership together at a provincial level. He should get the road engineers industry, SACE, I think it's called. There's a number of bodies, the Construction Council, together, and let's find the solutions to ensuring that we have quality work and stop paying twice the amount, sometimes 3 times the amount. SANRAL paid nearly 3 times the amount for that Gauteng Freeway project, 18 billion rand, and it should have been done between 6 and 8 billion rand. So, let's stop all these middlemen contracts and fees that are being wasted. We could get double the mileage out of and kilometerage out of our road construction, and let's start holding people to account. That's really what it comes down to. But that sits in the pockets and the lap of leadership in government. And if you want to, fill government positions with people that are inept in this space and cater deployment, well, you're going to keep having this problem.
Now, pothole audit, I think, is what we need. Wayne Duvenage, thank you very much indeed. CEO of OUTA joining us this morning. Now with your